Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to episode 3 of Till Death Do Us Part, season 2. Hope everyone's had a great weekend, a very safe 4th of July. Okay, the viewers are coming in.
Good evening, everyone. It's back there adjusting the camera. I hope that I'm in your view a little bit. Look like I might have to do some shifting. I'm in a little bit, I guess. My co-host will slide down a little bit so I can get in. Hope everybody is having a good day.
Hey, Adrian.
We want to make sure we adjust the camera one more time.
Hi, Miss Florence. I thought about you earlier today. I need to get your number. I don't know if David has your number or not, but if he does not, please inbox him your number because I want to make sure that we have positive contact with you.
Hopefully that'll be a little bit better.
Hi,
hello,
Cecile.
Everybody. Hey, Miss Florence. Hey, Cecile. Welcome back to the show. I don't think I saw you the last couple of episodes. Right. Welcome back. We love you. Thank you for your support. We want to get a couple of more viewers in, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start praying. Hope everybody have good reports. No family members got sick or hurt over the holidays. All right, we're going to go ahead and we are going to start. Let me make sure we still got good connection with everybody. Let's pray real quick. God, we thank you for allowing us to be here on today. We thank you for yet another episode of Till Death Do Us Part. God, we ask you for the things that have become came to fruition because of the show. We ask for, we thank you for the empowering that you are doing through us and in us, from our viewers to our viewers and from the viewers to us. We ask that you continue to allow us to build and continue to allow our platform to be enlarged. We ask that everything that we speak and say on this podcast and on this show that comes and be from love, and we ask that people would grow and learn from it, and that issues would be resolved and people's lives would be changed, and attention would be brought to certain issues, and that we would be better representatives of who you are on this earth, and that we would walk in the life that you have destined for us to live. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right, today's topic. See, we got some more viewers just kicked in during prayer. Today's topic is, as you can see, it's my kids don't like them. Should we still get married? Something like that. I might not say it word for word, but that's what the topic of the show is. So you guys can go ahead and chime in and let us know whether you should or whether you shouldn't. If your kids don't like them, there may be certain circumstances based on your answers and stuff like that. So just go ahead and give us your opinion or what you see or what your views are on the situation. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up with a story that I want to share, and then it would kind of give light or influence as into why, we decided to use this topic, and as into why I decided that, that we decided that we should have this topic as discussion, and then you would understand why some of our answers and our comments and our point of view on this particular issue is what it is. Now, this story is going to shock a lot of people. It is going to shock a lot of people. So y'all want to go ahead and just share this, because we really don't want to have to tell it more than once. Please share it so everybody could hear this story. It is going to shock a lot of people. And this is a definite real story. And when I tell the story, I'm going to be anonymous about it. However, at a later date, we are planning to have that person come and discuss in detail exactly what it is, and you will know who it is eventually. So
hi Janelle, hey Marsha.
Share.
Starting.
Okay. Hey Shanique, hey Marsha. Everybody share, y'all. Let everybody know we on. This is going to be one of those ones that I believe will reach a lot of people, and a lot of people will get a chance to see it. So you guys just share.
Hey Selena.
Hey, everybody.
Y'all
So,
call somebody, tell them to tune in. Text somebody, tell them to tune in to the show.
Yeah, that too.
'Cause everybody might not be on Facebook right now.
Tell them they don't have to be my friend to do it. Just type in my name in. Or when y'all share it, they automatically be able to get onto it. Hey, Tanya. Okay, let me go into the story. This is a real, hey Janelle, this is a real true story, guys. This is a real true story. It's somebody that we both know. It's somebody that that's very near and dear to me. And this is real life. This is the reality of it. So I want to start the story off by saying this. The question that we asked is, my kids don't like them. Should we still get married? Before I go into my point of view about the whole thing, I want to share this story with you. I know a young lady that around about the age of 6, 7-ish, her mother remarried. And when her mother remarried, her mother's husband raped her at that age, around about between 6 and 8, raped her at that age. So now the guy has been incarcerated for about 10 years for doing this. The mom had to literally be forced to press charges or to testify. The state was going to pick it up anyway. The moms had to be forced to testify against, the person because they really did not want to do it. Wanted to sweep it under the rug. Some family members wanted to turn a blind eye and ignore it and make it go away. But thanks to laws such as the state being able to pick up stuff like that, they didn't have a choice in the matter, and the guy was prosecuted. So the guy was prosecuted. He spent about 10 years in prison. And then as the child began to get older, they found out that the mother has been continuing to keep in touch with this guy while he was behind bars, writing letters, sending money, and possibly even conjugal visits. So now, as the young lady transitions from teenage years, high school, college years, still living in the house with the mom, trying to deal with the fact that she knows that the moms are still engaging in relationship with this guy. She now progresses and she gets married and she starts her own family. So at this point, the guy is released from prison. And if all of that wasn't bad enough, now that mother who was still dealing with the guy who then raped her 6, 7, 8-year-old daughter, that mother decided after her daughter is married with children, so her grandchildren, that she wants to continue on in a committed relationship to the guy that raped her daughter, who she was married to, and raped her daughter at the age 6, 7, 8, somewhere around, that age frame. So in doing so, it's like it causes that person to relive what actually happened all over again. Now that's a whole nother topic all in itself. You know what I mean? But the reason why I wanted to share that story is because we will come back to that topic at a later date. But this is why I shared it, so that when we begin to give our answers and the reasons behind why we would say if your kids don't like them, then maybe you should not engage in anything further with that person, is because you never really know nowadays what somebody will and wouldn't do to children. You know what I mean? And for some of you who may have older children, then maybe you might say, well, my child is older now. They already lived their life. I got to be happy. So even if my child don't like them, so what? That's a whole nother different story as well. But for those of you with little children, just know that there are people out there who will try to rape 6 and 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds. And from what I'm finding out now, there are parents out there who would allow them to do it just to keep them there. And there are also parents out there, once they have done it, would take them back and actually lay with the man that raped their 6, 7, 8-year-old daughter. So this is a reality of the world that we are living in. People, when I tell you this is not a made-up story, I know who this person is. When I tell you that this is very real, it is real. So I said all that to say this. Let me allow you to speak first.
Oh yeah, and so with this topic, talking about if my kids don't like them, should we get married? A lot of times us as adults, we think about ourselves when it comes to us being in a relationship with someone. We think about, what it will benefit us. We don't think about our children and how it affects those that are close to us or those that are in the same circle as us. And so when do you draw the line and say, if my child doesn't like them, does my child opinion matter that much until it can affect my love life? When do you say that my child's gonna come first?
Right.
And how important is that to you?
Right. Let me get some of these comments because I know a lot of y'all in shock. Like, wow, what is going on?
Yeah, I think Miss Florence said, hold on a second.
All of that is just Haiti and all of that
Yeah,
stuff
no,
like that. Okay. I didn't get my water today, guys. I might have to go and get me some water.
right here, Cecile.
Okay, Cecile says, they say kids see things you adults can't see. So in some instances, the kids have some type of hate towards someone, then something may be wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe they was abused, sexually abused, or anything. So sometimes you just don't know. That is true. Before I address that, that's true, Cecile. I can't even take nothing away from that. That is so true. But I just want to give you guys like kind of scenarios and my point of view on the whole topic at hand. I used to think that it was cute, when I knew single women who had daughters or sons or whatever, and they wanted to go and date somebody that was not the child's father or whatever. And I remember hearing them say, and this was a thing that most people say, they say things like, well, I got to get to know him first and got to be with him longer in order for him to allow them to meet my child. And as if them meeting your child is like a reward for passing every other test. And then the next step or the next level of that reward is meeting your child. I used to think that was a good idea. I used to think that was great. But by this time, you may have already fallen in love with that person, which has blinded you, because love can be blind sometimes, which has blinded you from whatever it is your child may or may not see. And it also has blinded you from things that you could have potentially seen if you allowed the relationship with him and the relationship with your child to grow together. So at the day you meet somebody and you feel like, hey, you know what? I think I want to date this guy. I kind of like him. Like, instead of waiting a long period of time before they meet your child is a part of you. You and your child is one. So when you go date somebody, like right off the bat, I believe it would be a good idea to allow that person to meet your child. Because at the end of the day, the same way it's just a date, like it's just a date. You're just dating. What's wrong with allowing your child to meet somebody? You don't have to put the pressure on it of this is my boyfriend, or allow them to have that type of, or allow them to even interact with you in a boyfriend, girlfriend type way. But I believe it would be very good for you to let that person know that this is a package deal from Jump Street. So I need to know that you're going to be as good to me as good to my child as you are to me. So every time you come see me, I need some type of interaction to be going on with you and my child, so that as our relationship grow together, I can also monitor from day one the relationship with you and my child that grows. That way, if I do fall in love with you, I would at least have a better standpoint or a better chance of noticing when there's something abnormal that has taken place in the relationship. But if you wait and you allow your relationship with that individual to grow or prosper beyond a certain level, and now that relationship with your child has to play catch up, there's going to be an imbalance and a disconnect. That's just my take on it. Y'all could take it from there. So that's why I say, yeah. Now, go ahead. You want to add?
Now, I just want to say hello to the new viewers that just chimed in. We're sharing some very, very important information about, if your children don't like the person that you intend to marry or the person that you may marry in the future, how important is that fact when it comes to you going ahead and marrying that person? This conversation that David brought up, the scenario, the story that he brought up, that is a true story. And that just reminded me about the movie Precious. I don't know how many of you saw that. Remember that movie Precious with Monique in it? Mm-hmm. And her husband was sexually molesting her daughter. Mm-hmm. But because she loved this man so much, she stayed with him, and her daughter got pregnant by the guy that she was with. which was also her daughter's father, you know, and her daughter got pregnant with him, and she blamed her daughter for taking her husband away from her. So she felt like she had to compete against her child for a man that she was in love with, you know. I mean, how insane is that? And when David said love is blind, it literally will blind you from the things that should be the most important to you.
Yeah, and another thing too is anybody that would enable this type of behavior, you know, and no, don't want to stay on the subject too long, but anybody that would enable this type of behavior of a mother still engaging in any type of relationship, whether it be sexually, whether it be friendship, just whatever, engaging in that type of behavior with somebody that has raped their daughter, that makes you somewhat be an accomplice to what has happened. I believe under no shape, form, or fashion should you show any signs of condoning it, accepting it, or thinking that it's okay, like on any level. And that's another thing. Shanique, I wanted to address what you said. You said you can't just let anybody meet your child just like that offhand. All that takes time. Now, like I said, and this is just my opinion, I used to think that, hey, maybe that is a good idea. But when I thought about it, I said, okay, let's say, wait a minute. You meet a guy, you're just going on a date. You know what I mean? You want this guy to know, hey, look, I got a son. The same way that guy met you and wanted to take you out, and same way for single fathers, the same way that girl met you, that girl got to know that you come with a package. You come with this child. You know what I mean? And they need to know that off back. I believe that if you just tell them that you have a child and, you know, they don't never get a chance to meet and they don't interact and you don't allow you in your relationship with that guy along with the relationship with your child to simultaneously grow together, then there's going to be an imbalance because you're going to grow to love this guy and your child hasn't even met him yet. So when your child comes and says, I don't like him, and you're already in love with him, that kind of handicaps your judgment, or it makes it harder for some individuals to say, you know what, how many, and let's be real, let's be honest, women, how many of y'all can honestly walk away just like that from somebody that you're in love with? Statistically, and not to put everybody in the same category, you can't. So by the time you fall in love with this guy, if they haven't fallen in love with your child and you haven't seen them interact with your child even before you was in love, you're going to think everything they do with your child is cute because you're in love. And that's a possibility. I'm not saying that's the case all the time. That's a possibility. But in the reality of it is, if you're not in love and you're both on the same playing field, your child is on the same playing field, you're on the same playing field, then you can grow together. Your child's relationship with him can grow at the same time while your relationship with him can grow. And you can get a better, broader, and a more clear and precise and a pinpointed view on how you think that this relationship with this guy is going to be.
Yeah.
You know,
but I think that's like if you're if you're trying to be in a committed relationship. So, but like if you're just dating someone, you know, and you just get going on dates, you don't want to continue to bring different men, you know, around your children in the beginning.
But see, and this is the thing. I believe it goes to the relationship you have with your child and how much you guard and put into your child. I didn't say allow them all access. Because the same way when you go on a date, you don't allow a man all access to you, or most of you don't, or most of you wouldn't. If you want to allow that man to meet your child, it's the same way. He's dating your child too. You bring your child so he can see him, and don't allow him all access. I'm not telling you to allow the first date, you got to let the child call your girlfriend mommy, or you got to let the child sit on your girlfriend's lap, or let your girlfriend do the child hair, or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm saying to gradually allow that relationship to grow, just like you want your relationship with that guy or that female to gradually grow. And like I said, this is just an opinion. This is another point of view to look at it. I'm not saying this is law. I'm just trying to help you understand because, or to help you see it from a standpoint of by the time you fall in love, your senses are impaired. And sometimes you don't see things that you want to see. You know what I mean? Because even for us men, you know what I mean? Even for women, a lot of times when you fall in love, if you wasn't in love, let's say for instance you wasn't in love and your woman doing something that you don't like, it's easier to walk away when you're not in love. But once you're in love, if they do it, you want to forgive them time and time and time again because you're impaired. Something that you know is senseless and should never have happened If you're not in love, you're going to shut it down and you're going to be about your business and keep on moving. But if you are in love, you're going to keep trying to find ways to salvage that love because you're in love. And that's just the nature of us as human beings. So, yeah. Go ahead, you can do that.
So
I'm going to go get me something to drink, guys. You want something, baby?
no, thank you.
All right.
Hey, Lori. So, thank you for your comment. Lori says, I would never marry someone that doesn't like my kids, nor if my kids dislike him, for the fact that most kids can see things, like my daughter mentioned to me, that someone who seems suspect, and I end the relationship with that, plus other things that happen. And if you really want to see the other side of whoever you're dating, introduce them to your children.
That's right.
They can't come around and flow with the flow. Then you need to let it go. That's true, Lori. That's so true. I mean, children will bring out the true character of a person, you know, and I mean, they can't hide it when they're around your children, you know. And like Cecile said earlier, children sometimes see things that we don't see, you know. They look at them from a different point of view and a different perspective because they're not in love with that person. They're not pursuing that person to be their significant other. So they can see things that might stick out to them that, you know, are not important to you.
Big facts. And Lori, yeah, I like that. And see, like I said, and I know, and it's funny, I love when I get viewers that I know, so I can really say, you know what, that's exactly her. Like, she mean what she's saying. Like, at the end of the day, it's no harm in saying, hey, I want to take you out on a date. Is that all right? Let's say, for instance, somebody come to you, hey, I want to take you out on a date. Is that all right? Right then and there. It's cool, but I got a son. And if you want to date me, you got to date my son as well. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is, I need for our relationship and the level of our relationship to grow as the relationship with my child grows. Because I need to know right off the bat, even if they may fake it until they make it. Even if they may fake like they act your child, like they like your child from the beginning all the way up until they marry you. At least I believe you have a better way of assessing what type of person they would be, because to be honest, people can't fake stuff but for so long, you know what I mean? But if you are already in too deep and you're already in love, this impairs your judgment and this impairs your view, because like love can be very intoxicating, you know what I mean? And anything that intoxicates you, it hinders your ability to make a rational decision from a sober place or from a more stable place. So if you're in love, you are going to do things that you normally wouldn't do if you wasn't in love. You will allow things that you normally wouldn't allow if you wasn't in love. So, like I said, I just believe that it would be a better, even playing field to make your decision on. Now, would I ever, marry somebody who don't like my kids? No, not at all. In fact, me and Nika, we didn't have our first child until 3 years after we was married. That was done by design. I wanted to wait even longer, but the reason why, we waited that long is because I had a child already. And I needed to know before we ever had a child together that she would love my child as if it was her own child. I needed to know that. So my child was always in her face. My child was always, this is what we have to deal with. This is my baby. This is your baby. You need to love this child like it's yours before we can ever have another one. And the reason why I believed and I felt like it had to be like that is because that was a part of me. So before I can create something that would become a part of me and her, then I needed to know that every part of me was cool with her, including my other child. And yeah, that's where we are with it right now. You know what I mean? Like, my daughter would call her even when she don't call me. You know what I mean? So, and that's the way it has to be. It has to be to where the relationships with the children simultaneously grow together with your relationship with your spouse, I really wish I had a couple of my favorite couples on here today. But they are not here. If y'all listening and watching, y'all know who y'all are. Please come in and stay in. My favorite couple, come in. Well, one of them anyway, because the other one ain't on Facebook. Please come in. Y'all share this. And blended families could be a beautiful thing when it's done correctly. Let me read Shanine.
Shanine says, I have a hard time trusting men because of reasons like this. So I think it's safe to just stay with their father. With prayer and my faith, I believe that they are safe. So she's saying if she's already in a marriage or a relationship with children's father, to stay there is safer than to try to move on to another relationship with a risk, falling into that trap. Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Like I said, anytime somebody tell me that through prayer they are willing to work on something or whatever, I'm all in. I'm all for it. I am all for it. However, for those of you, who want to step out on the ledge because things may not be working, with the father, or fellas, if things ain't working with the mother, and don't let your fear of not being able to find somebody else, because there's over 7 billion people in the world. You will find somebody who's suitable for your situation. You just have to come up with ways in order to find that person, and if it don't work with one, keep it moving. Like I said, people, like Shanique, and she's not wrong, because I understand, the standpoint, well, I don't want to just have my child around anybody and meeting any and everybody. Okay, well, you don't go meet any and everybody, because truth of the matter is, whoever you're going to meet, I believe that if you want to meet somebody and date somebody, they should at the very least be somebody that you would allow your child to be introduced to. Not saying you gotta, allow them all type of access, but what's the harm in if he can say hello, how you doing? Do you want to go get some pizza, and take you to get pizza and whatever? If he can do that with you, then I believe there's no harm in him being able to do that with your child. And then if he can say, hey, I want to take you to the movies for some popcorn, dinner in the movie, and blah, blah, blah. If he can do that with you, then if he's good enough to do that with you, then he should be good enough to do that with your child. That way, at that rate, your relationship is growing at the same rate and at the same pace. You know what I mean? That's, like I said, that's just my opinion.
So Marsha says, I would not marry anyone who my children doesn't like. I feel that's a remedy for a disaster, unless you prayed on it. If my child tells me this person touched them inappropriately, then he has to go.
Yeah.
That's like
let me tell you how I used to be coming up with girls, because I was always around people that was older than me. So coming up around, ladies that had children, especially girls, like I didn't even want to get that close to them or their child, because I needed to know that you knew me well enough to know what I would and would not do. Because you never know. Nowadays, you do have children that will lie and said you touched them when they really didn't, when you really didn't, and they just seeking attention and this, that, and the third. And I didn't want to be that guy that was caught up in that situation to where now the girl really believed that I didn't do it, but family members is making them think that I did it. So out of frustration and pressure, they have to side with that, or they got to side with their child because it don't look good for them not to side with their child. You know what I mean? So that's a tough situation, even fellas, for you to be in. So don't be so quick to go and even try to get close, and fake the funk getting close with these young ladies who got kids and stuff. You don't know what relationship the previous lady came out of. You don't know the type of person the girl is before you attach yourself to them. She might have kids that's ratchet. The kids might, run the house. So you go and you meet the kids, and the kids make up a lie on you, and next thing you know, you in jail, or you being questioned by the police for something you really didn't do, but the child said it. And, and truth be told, for us, all we have to do is be accused. We guilty until proven innocent, versus with everybody else, they're innocent until proven guilty. So, so that's another thing you got to think about, guys. You got to really, really, really know these women out here, and you got to know the type of children they even have. Because if the child said, and she barely know you, and she gave you access to her child, guess what? You can't really be questioned by the police. You probably would go to jail. So keep that in mind. Let me read. Janelle says, mine do not have a problem telling me to get rid of someone and why. I know my babies, they don't play that. Especially Sherelle. I can see her now. Sherelle don't like nobody though. But anyways, I love you, Sherelle. I'm not talking about you. But yeah, your child, especially you gotta, like I said, you gotta know your relationship with your child. You know what I mean? If you know your relationship with your child, then you know whether you can, if your child is ready or can handle meeting different people. You know what I mean? Because it's not good to have your child meeting any and everybody, going out to dinner dates with any and everybody. Well, guess what? Don't you do it either. And if you don't do it, then you don't have to worry about your child doing it. You know, so
Yeah. Beverly says, like I said, I have all boys aged 17, 13, and 8. My husband and I have been together for going on 19 years, which he's the father of my boys. I've always said if anything would happen to use, I would not be able to date because my boys are not going to let a man talk to me any kind of way. Mm-hmm. I would hate for things to end up with him hurting them or my boys hurting him. So I don't think I would date. But God has blessed me with a good husband, so it will be until death do us part.
That's right. Awesome. That's good. I love black love. I love stories like that. Man, Beverly said 19 years. I went to school with Beverly, and dang, am I really that old? Goodness gracious, 19 years. She was married for 19 years. Well, my wife and I be celebrating, 14 years in October? Yeah. 14 years in October. So I guess, I am getting old. I'm getting wiser. I'm not going to say older. I'm getting wiser. I just got to accept it, I guess. Go ahead. Who else we got? Asantre Black. What's up, Cleo? He says, I dated someone with kids, and I have kids, and I've gradually introduced them to my kids, and vice versa. Now that person that all they talked about is wanting to meet my kids more than working on us, then that's a red flag and grounds for early dismissal.
Like, why are you worrying about my kids so much?
You know what's crazy? And that's kind of, it's kind of like, I don't know. Because truth of the matter is that may be a good thing because, like, they already know that, especially for a guy. But then you got to be careful because there's some women out here that just want to meet your kids to have a one-up on your baby mama. Like, hey, I've been around your kids type stuff. You got that going on too. But if she genuinely wants to meet your kid more so than she wants to work on you, because maybe she knows in the back of her mind, you know what? Before I can even get to fall for this man, I have to make sure that my relationship with his kids is key. Because if he's the type of man that I'm going to want, he has to be the type of man that wouldn't stand for a woman who doesn't have a good relationship with his kids. So let me get that out of the way first, and then I can work on me and him. Because if he's really interested in me, then he doesn't mind me working on something that's connected to him so that I can make sure that me and him have a good foundation. So, like I said, it could be, it's a toss-up. Because I had to stop. Like, my wife, she allows me to have any friends that I want. Male, female, unattractive, very attractive, young, old, whatever. But there has been times and cases in which I noticed that females that claim to be my friend have been doing things to try to send signals to her to insinuate that certain things were happening and certain things were taking place. And sometimes females will do things would want to meet your kids just so when you're not looking, they can take a picture that would send a message that really ain't what it is. You know what I mean? So like I said, I could see where you're coming from, Cleo. Could send a message that really ain't what it is just because they're trying to send a subliminal message to your significant other or your baby mama or whatever the case may be. So a lot of times you do have that and you have stuff like that that's going on. Then you got, on the flip side, where it may be a battle, if I had $1 for every time I heard a baby mother say, I don't want my child around that B. You know what I mean? Like, come on, really? What she did to you? Just because she's somebody else that I'm trying to be with? You know what I mean? So, it's just so hard when it comes to deciphering what's wrong and what's right as far as what approach to take. So like I said, we just given certain scenarios. My overall question was, could you do it? For the most part, I see people saying no. I want to go to the yes aspect. We got any yeses out there from anybody? If your kids don't like them? Would you still marry him? I got a yes under certain circumstances. My yes would be if you don't live with me no more, and if I can't dictate who you date as far as my child, if I can't dictate who you date and I can't dictate what type of relationships you allow in your life, and I've raised you to the best of my ability and you're taking care of yourself, it's not up to you who I be with. It's not. I would love for you to like them. I would love for y'all to have a good relationship. But if y'all don't, and the reasons are not, based on facts and truth, it's just based on your opinion and based on, your personal preference for the person you thought you would want to see me be with, then I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with that, on your own. That's my yes. That's my only yes circumstance. If I have grown kids that just don't, like how I be with my moms when my dad passed away. I'm like, okay, you done lived your life, you had a good one. I don't want to see nothing look like a man pull up in this yard unless it's family. So that's just me. That's selfish, but hey, that's me. But if she was to go and do it and I was to say I have a problem with that, it's really not nothing I can do because she already raised me. She already lived her life. She got to do what she got to do. But never in a million years would any of my mother kids have been raped by any man and she decide that she want to go and be with this guy again. That's something that would have never happened. That's not cool on all levels. But like I said, that's a whole nother.
Cecile said, also, if you look at the other side of things, maybe kids don't like to be disciplined and the other person tried to tell them right from wrong, right? Right from wrong. Mm-hmm. So in some cases, maybe if it's the kids as well, because I've personally seen this before where the kids just don't like to be disciplined or no one telling them what to do. So if it depends on the situation.
Yeah, that's so right. Listen, let me tell you a quick story too. I know a story of a woman who ended up hooking up with this guy. The guy have not been introduced to the kids. I want to be honest, I might be exaggerating. I can't really say how long it's been, but I don't think it has been more than a couple months. And at the stage of a couple months into the relationship or the exposure or the introduction to the kids, he have already got physical. And it puzzled me because I was like, dang, you know what I mean? Like, I know, that the child could be a handful. I get all of that. But he had all these other options around him because family lived all around. Had all these other options. And it wasn't like the child got physical with him. It was just the child did not do what he asked them to do. You know what I mean? And he decided to resort to get physical. And it puzzled me because I'm like, dang, I would feel uncomfortable just hooking up with somebody, only knew their kids for like a couple months, and thinking I had the right to put my hands on them. You know what I mean? And and that just bugged me out. So, it's not even a matter of, some kids do need discipline, whatever, but at the end of the day, us as coming into new relationships, we have to gradually develop that, aspect in that access. I know me personally, especially at the age that this particular person was, I would not try to discipline. Maybe I would try to enforce some type of punishment, but as far as physical, spankings and this, that, and third, like I wouldn't do that. I don't even want to spank my own kids. I can count on my hand the times that, I have hit my kids. And to be honest, I don't think I ever hit Princess Jasmine. No, I did. I hit Princess Jasmine once. And that was when she was about maybe 4 years old. And I hit Princess Jalen once when she was like 2 or 3. I can't remember. But never since. And I know y'all looking like, why you hit her at 2 or 3? But y'all got to understand, Princess Jalen is a smart girl. And she has been that way all the time. And she was doing stuff at 2 and 3 that I know she knew better than. And I believe what she did was she told me no. One thing I won't tolerate from my kids is disrespect. You can fight in school, whatever, we'll get past that. You can even, I could tell you don't go outside, and you can go outside anyway, and that's fine. But if you talk back or curse, pout, throw attitudes, this, that, and third, any type of disrespect, that's the only grounds for me that I feel like, okay, you can't say go in your room for disrespect, or something like that. So you got to kind of, but, I digress from my topic. Anyways, yes, it's any of you guys, let me read what, go ahead, scroll down.
Go ahead.
Any of you guys have any guesses on why you would still get married to somebody who your kids don't like? Just throw that in as we look at some of these comments. Read that for me.
Sharnique says, prime example, when Ralph and I met, Ralph knew Kaden from the jump.
Right.
It literally took me about 3 months for Ralph to actually bond with Kaden, develop a relationship with him. I did that because I had to feel him out first to see what the bond would be like, because Caden actually knows his biological father, but now they're the best of friends. Because if you don't love me, you don't love my son or the package deal either.
Right.
Because I'll hurt somebody behind anybody of mine.
That's right. And guess what? That's right. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, Shanique. See, from the jump street, you allowed Caden to at least meet Ralph. So their relationship was able to grow as you and Ralph's relationship grew. And I can tell, because I know both of you guys now and I know Caden now, I can tell that that's how it happened. Because you don't just, boom, wake up overnight and be with somebody and then all of a sudden the child that isn't theirs, they love them as if it is theirs, sometimes even more. And vice versa. Caden loves him, you couldn't separate those two. You know what I mean? So, and that's what happens when they grow together. You know what I mean? When the love and the relationship grows together. So I'm glad you shared that, Shanique. That was real. Thank you. Who else? We got any more?
Yeah, I just want to say, sometimes I
Ralph look like he be tearing up. Like, what?
I should tell my kids to up. Yeah. Sometimes, I think some parents can take the approach and say, this is going still with the kids not liking the person. Some parents can say, well, they'll be all right, or they'll get over it, and minimizing the child's opinion, and then that child can grow up with resentment for their parents, and they'll build a wall, and then they don't, they shut down because, I don't like who my mom is dating or whatever.
Right.
And like Cecile said, sometimes with kids it could be a discipline issue. Because I know when my mom got married to my stepfather, I did not like him. I did not like him at all. I mean, he wasn't a disciplinarian. He was a more stricter, always turn the lights off, turn the TV off, and, stuff like that, But he was a great man, a great, great man. But I just did not like him. And because I wanted my mom to be with my father. And so sometimes kids can, do that because they want their mom to be with who they want them to be with, and so that could be a a thing too. And
that's definitely it's definitely that's why I said if you allow the relationship to gradually grow, your child gradually grow with that person, then you would be able to better assess the situation versus my child just being biased because they want me to be with their dad, or versus my child really got real reasons or issues behind, why she feel this way. Because Lord knows I loved her stepdad to death, Mr. Joe House, bless his soul. I love him to death. That was a good man. He reminded me of my father somewhat. All he did was provide. He made sure that her mother was happy. He made sure those kids was happy. I couldn't come over to that house half stepping. You know what I mean? He made sure I took care of her. He made sure, he really did the things that you would want. You know what I mean? So she just wanted her to be with her dad, and that's understandable. But if the relationship grows from the beginning, then you would be able to know that this is what's taking place. Oh, my child is just acting out because blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And then you will also see how that person is handling that from the beginning. You know what I mean? Because if that person has your heart and you fall in love with that person, and then that person knows, oh, that child is acting out because that child wants you to be with the dad, you got some men that'll start mistreating the child because he knows I got your mama heart, ain't nothing you can do about it. So I'm going to throw my weight around. You know what I mean? So just got to be careful with that, guys. What else we got?
So Asantre says, my question is this. Why do some women give us men the privilege of whipping their kids when they're fresh into the relationship?
Right.
I dated a female and she gave me permission to spank her child, and we were just dating not even for a month yet. I didn't feel like I deserved, nor did I want to do that. It just blew my mind.
And you know what? Oh, that's all, you hit the nail on the coffin. Because I said to this guy that disciplined the girl months into the relationship, I said to him, first of all, why would you even want to be with a female that gives you that type of access to her child so quick? Does it not make you think, wow, am I the only man she gives this type of access to? And if so, what type of stability in her mind is she? You know what I mean? So that's a good point. Like a lot of times you can assess, even like I said, men, we ain't throwing us under the bus. Ladies, y'all got some stuff y'all got to check too. You know what I mean? Like, You know, because it is some fathers out here who are single fathers with their kids, and y'all be doing some suspect stuff. But however, you with your kids, if you are going, like I said, if it's a date, hey, I just want you to meet him. Let's go out to eat dinner. You don't got to start calling your boyfriend or the guy you dating daddy right off the bat. You know what I mean? That ain't cute. You know what I mean? Allowing them to spank your child right off the bat, that ain't cute. You know what I mean? So, and fellas, when you see they give you this type of access, you got to watch them, because, like, I'm going to tell you right now, like, God forbid, you know, if something was to happen and I had to go back on the dating scene and a girl came, first of all, I don't think I can date nobody with kids if I had to go back on the dating scene. I don't think I can do it. Well, with small children. So anyways, if you had to go and start all over again or whatever, and you ran up to a girl and the girl immediately gives you access to spank her child and all of that stuff like that, something ain't right. Something is definitely not right there. So yeah, you might want to check that. And chances are what you have will not last, and if it does last, it won't be healthy and it won't be genuine.
Yeah. Shani said he made me happy too, Bo, with them $1 he used to give me. Talking about Joe. Yeah, he used to have a little change. Shani. Marsha says, I will let the father of my child punish their own kids. Mm-hmm. I would not want to punish the kid you don't know.
Right.
You don't know how people act about their kids.
That's right.
And the child could possibly exaggerate the situation. Mm-hmm. Especially when you first discipline your mate's child. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't do that, like when you first meet.
That's right. Yep.
Laura got a good point too. So what about... Go ahead.
So what about the concerns of the children like him? But I am uncertain. Scroll up. I can't read the rest of it.
Go ahead.
But I am uncertain of the situation where the relationship can go, and it's not 100% positive. It's just little things here and there. You know, kind of look at it, think about. But your kids are like, he's so great, and we so cool together. See, and that's the thing. Like I said, it just gives you. Not saying this is a foolproof. Mm-hmm. Just saying that this gives you a better chance and a better way to assess, a clearer way to assess the relationship as a whole. You know what I mean? Because the more information you have when doing an experiment, the more that you can come up with the conclusion or the better answer you have at the end of the experiment. And for lack of better words, that's pretty much what we call the dating scene. It's an experiment to see if you're going to pass the test. So I have to experiment and see through dating whether or not I believe we can have a successful relationship. And then through a relationship, I have to experiment to see if we can have a successful marriage. And then once you get in marriage, then experimenting is over as far as to see if blah, blah, blah. The only experimenting then is what can I do to keep this person happy forever and make them fall in love with me every day the way they did blah, blah, blah from day one. So now it doesn't become experiment no more. It becomes a journey. It becomes an adventure, so.
Yeah. Hey, Nisha. So Nisha says, my feelings is the topic should be always discussed with your child prior to you dating, especially with little girls.
Right.
I didn't let my girls meet my friend immediately, but I had the discussion with them when I was dating someone. So just talking about it so they know what's going on.
That's why I said, and that's a good point, Nisha.
Yeah.
That's why I said, you got to know your relationship with your child. If you know your relationship with your child, then they should be able to meet whoever you decide to go on a date with. And if they can't meet them, then maybe you shouldn't go on a date with them. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, you don't want to allow your relationship with that person to prosper before the relationship with your child and that person to prosper. You want those two things to prosper and simultaneously grow together. Because if not, like I said, it's going to be uneven. Your vision is going to be impaired. Your judgment is going to be off, and you're not going to be able to assess it from a level standpoint. You know what I mean? So that's great. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't have said it no better, Nisha. Talk to your child first. Yeah. Hey, look, I'm dating such and such and blah, 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 blah. All it is we just dating. Right now we ain't even friends. I'm just trying to see if he's going to be my friend. So I'm going to let you meet him now, but it don't mean it's nothing. It's just no different from you going to a grocery store and the cashier says hi. You let your child say hi to that cashier, and she don't know who the cashier is. You let the cashier play with him and say, oh, you so pretty, whatever the case may be. You don't know. So how much more should it be like, all right, it's just a date. I'm just going on a date, but I need you to know that I got a son, and my son going to be in your face just as much as I am. but I'm only limiting your access and your interaction. But I need him to see where we going as we go there, and I need you to see where we going as we go there, so that we can better assess the situation moving forward together. Yeah.
So Nisha also says, as far as disciplining the kids, there's a thing called order. If they are out of line, I feel it's okay to say to the kids that they are wrong. However, after that, the discipline is in my hands, like in the mother's hand.
That's right.
The discipline is in my hands because we aren't married, and there are boundaries that won't be crossed, and we have been together for over a year.
That's
So
right.
yeah, even
That's
my
right.
relationship now.
That's right.
You know.
Yep. Even let me give a perfect example. My pastor, for example, who just happened to be my brother-in-law, before him and my sister had any kids, he took on the task of being the father to her daughter. And he did this, when my sister was at a young age. My sister had her daughter when she was a teenager. So, for most teenagers, especially back then, when you have your child that young, you hug them and you squeeze them so tight and you don't want to let nobody in. Well, anyways, this guy came in and he was so much of a good dad to my niece until his biological kids got jealous. And which was my sister kids as well. And to be honest, that's almost exactly how it should be. You have to learn how to love mine and me first before we can even explore any other options. And as far as discipline, from what my niece tells me, she can count on her hand literally the times that she had to be physically disciplined. And those were like little baby spankings when, you're running around as a child doing real bad stuff. But not only did that not just come because he married her moms, that came because he literally stepped up to the plate and showed, because that titles don't mean nothing. You got to show me that you love my child enough for me to trust you to know that when you discipline her, it's coming from a place of love and not a place of satisfaction. You know what I mean? And it's coming from a place of genuineness. And I can trust that you know me and know my heart and love me enough to where we are actually one. So now I can trust you to discipline in my place, because I know that you know me well enough to know what I would discipline for, on what level that I would discipline on, what is off limits, what is not off limits, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. And these are the things that happen when you grow together with your child. Versus I'm going to fall in love with you first, and then we're going to try to make a relationship with you and my child. That's an imbalance right there.
Yeah. So Lori said, I believe dating is an audition. Meeting your kids also audition, and how far you make it from audition is how far we can go.
That's right.
Kind of like American Idol.
That's right.
Or make it to Hollywood.
So everybody can come audition. I let you meet them, but what you do from there is totally depending on where the relationship goes, where everything else goes. This is a good topic. We didn't run out of questions and we didn't run out of comments and stuff. We still got some. I don't think we even introduced yet. Let me just make sure we get all the comments. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, good, guys. We're going to close up now. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
We're going to close up. You was mighty quiet all day today. I ain't getting out one phone call. Don't worry, I will call you. That means something ain't right. Something is not right. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Please share. And when you share the video, if you want to add your own title or whatever to let people know how good it was, or whatever, do that. Because sometimes what I put up there just be like the topic. It ain't nothing that'll make nobody really want to come and listen to it or whatever. You have to actually listen to it to want to listen to it. So type it in, whatever it is, something that would make them want to watch, and then share it and things like that. We appreciate you guys once again.
Yes,
like I said, we do this for us, for everybody. I was telling somebody the other day, I wish somebody else had this show, that I could watch and sit back and be a part of. So even though we're here, at any point in time, you guys want to come here and sit up here and allow me to sit back, just call me. You know what I mean? If you cool enough, I would invite you in my house and you can come sit up here with Nika and do the show if you have a good topic, and you have something you really want to talk about. I don't mind at all. If any of you guys want to be added to the discussion, type in the comments, hey, add me on. I want to say something to the people face to face. I will definitely allow that. She would definitely allow that. Please do so. Like I said, we are here learning from each other. We learning from each other. I learn just as much from you guys as you learn from us. So please don't ever think that we think we know it all, because we don't. I just learned something today from Lori. I learned something from Shanique. I learned something from Nisha. I learned something from my boy Cleo. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you guys help us out. And when we get off of here, we really go through the comments and we be like, yo, that's dope. You know what I mean? So a lot of times y'all comments help us come up with topics. So you guys, this is our show. It's not just me and her show. This is our show. So let's push it. Let's push it.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all again. A couple announcements. Guys, we started off with our new sessions called Mind, Body, and Soul. This is the physical location in which we do things like this, but we do it at a physical location on Fort Jackson. The address is 4679 Lee Road, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. If you guys want to attend and this is your first time, last week was the first sessions we had. It was awesome. It's a little snippet of it on there. My brother came down from Baltimore, Maryland, and he attended and he shared a little bit of his journey coming from prison to, now making some good money legally. He shared that. We talked about a whole bunch of different topics. Once again, that location is 4679 Lee Road, Fort Jackson, South Carolina, zip code 29207. We do that from the hours of 6 to 7 p.m. every Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. every Thursday. The sessions is called Mind, Body, and Soul. We talk about everything. We talk about spirituality. We talk about the communities. We talk about relationships. We talk about the other day we start talking about prison reform. We start talking about how a lot of inmates come home and they don't have really nothing to give them a good starter kit as into being boost for success. We talk about everything. And we also use practical ways and different exercises by which you could achieve the certain type of lifestyle that you want to achieve. So, like I said, later on, we will actually be pursuing doing meal plans. We have professionals in place that will come up, like if you want to lose a certain amount of pounds or if you want to change your diet or whatever. We got nutritionists who really have master degrees for these things, and they will assess you and do things like that in order to get you to the eating habits that you want to get you to the lifestyle. If you want your skin to look better, we got ways for that. You want to have more stamina, we got ways for that. We also got personal trainers who would come in and teach you exercises that you can do at home in order to sustain a certain type of energy or a certain type of body form, shape, frame, whatever the case may be. We're trying to do it all. We're going to do some runs and some walks when it stops getting so hot. We looking to do swimming lessons even. So, a bunch of fun stuff. And we may even start implementing as the sessions grow, different outings, different team building outings and community-based building outings and stuff like that. So it's definitely a great thing. It was successful. We do actually have food there as well. If you guys, it's like, 6 and 7, that's the time where I'm getting ready to eat some dinner, whatever the case may be. We have refreshments and stuff there too as well. So yeah, come out. You can bring, it don't matter the age, come. I'm not in these sessions. I'm not the only one talking most of the time. So, and I long for the day where I can sit down and not have to say anything in these sessions. But if you want to go, call us, inbox us, let us know. We will meet you at Garners Ferry Walmart in Columbia, South Carolina, if you don't have access to the military base. And then once you come and you decide that you're going to be a regular comer, at least maybe 2 times a week or whatever the case may be, we can get you, 2 times a month. We can get you temporary access on base to where you can come to these things, and it's not even that far on base. Once you get on base, if you come in through the main gate, you just go straight through 4 lights, and at that 4th light, it's going to be on the right-hand side. So you guys want to come? I'm telling you, if you come one time, I'm not going to have to tell you to come back. You're going to want to come back. So to all of my family out there, and by family, I mean in-laws, everybody who have been dying for this to happen, I need to see y'all face in the place. All right? So let's get together and let's build. Thank you to everybody who did come out. Thank you to everybody who I know is coming out, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys then. Another topic of discussion, I wanted to give a quick announcement. We are having a prophetic worship service at the Holy Temple. Meet us at the Temple, 2 Street, Somerton, South Carolina. We are having a prophetic worship service with my dear friend, pastor and prophetess, Eartha Carter of Prayer House Mission Church. I love her. She has been family. Prayer House was once my church home. And we just love her. We love the people. We love everybody there, from the musicians. A lot of the members and choir singers, stuff like that, are dear friends, to me and things like that. And I want you guys to come out. This is July 29th on a Sunday at 5 p.m. So go grab you something to eat after your morning worship service and meet us right back out at the Temple at 5 p.m. on July 29th. We will have prophetess and pastor Eartha Carter from Prayer House Mission coming. And let me tell you, people, we are praying for this service. This service will be anointed, and I guarantee you, if you are looking for answers from God, there are going to be prophets and prophetess in the house, and we are going to be led in protocol and worship by none other than Pastor Eartha Carter. She will be the chief prophetess of the house that night, and I know God is going to speak through her. I can just feel it. I'm really believing that this service is going to be awesome. Like, I feel something in the air, something that's getting ready to take place on July. So y'all need to come out there. Y'all need to be there. Y'all need to be there. Who else? What else we got going on? Pastor's anniversary at the Temple is getting ready to take place too. I want you guys to save the dates. Save the dates August 29th through September 2nd. Through September 2nd. We're going to be celebrating my pastor and friend and mentor, brother, Pastor Raymond Johnson, senior pastor of the Holy Temple of Jesus Christ. We're going to be celebrating him. And also that Saturday, which is September 1st, Creating Miracles, which is my wife and I's corporation, we will be having our third annual block party. In this block party, we have a lot of performances. We have music. We give away 100 backpacks filled with school supplies for less fortunate kids. We have colleges that come out: Mars College, Central Carolina, South Carolina State. Who else? I'm missing anybody? The university? No. The United States Army recruiting office for anybody who want to go in the armed forces, the voters registration committee. And guys, I'm telling you, people utilize this stuff. A lot of times for our people, we can't get out to certain things. You know what I mean? Whether it be transportation issues, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We're just not informed. So when we actually bring these colleges and stuff to the park, we actually had people that signed up for these colleges and actually attend. We had people actually sign up to be in the military and actually went to basic training. We had people actually register to vote and actually voted and said they would not have done it if it didn't come to the park. So these are some good things that takes place. We ask that you spread the word. We get people to come and utilize these things that we have. It's a great thing. We don't get paid for this. Like, this is really just something that God laid on our heart to do, and we really want to do it. We do it every year. We are selling t-shirts. If y'all go and look on Facebook, y'all will see, like, I'm throwing up clips of and starting to throw up things from the previous block parties that we did. And y'all will see what the t-shirts would look like. The only thing that would change for the t-shirts this year is the color. The logo, our Create Miracles logo, is going to be the same. It's just the shirts are going to be beige. Wherein the year before was red, and then the year before that, they were white. So, and then it has the logo in the middle, which is red, black, and green. The shirts are dope. They dope. You know, like, y'all know I love fashion. So I would definitely wear the shirt regular if it was just in the store somewhere and had the logo and stuff on the front. I love the logo. Buy a shirt, guys. Even if you can't attend, buy a shirt. Inbox me. Let me know. The shirts are $7? $10. $10 for the shirts. up to extra large. Anything above an extra large is going to cost $12. So so spread the word. Those of you who got family, little kids, they come in kid sizes. Let us know. We will get you their shirts. Your kids will get a shirt. We want everybody who watched this show to buy a shirt. Once again, that is September 1st in Wausau Park, starting at 12 p.m. and we're going until 6 p.m. But sometimes it spill over. We're gonna have cookout food, guys. We're gonna have cotton candy. We're gonna have snow cones. We're gonna have fresh squeezed lemonade. We're gonna have funnel cakes. We're gonna have what else?
Bounce house.
Who?
Bounce houses.
We're gonna have bounce houses for the kids to jump and bounce around on. I might even do some water stuff this year. So yeah, like stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for announcements, I believe. You got anything else? Joe? Okay. Yeah, that's it for announcements. So once again, we love you guys. Thank you. Let me I guess that's it. Right on with Beverly. I think a good topic would be, would you leave the person you with if they came down with the illness? That's definitely a good topic. We'll look into that, Beverly. Thank you so much. We would definitely look into that one. Asante. Love the show. Can't nobody take away what God has created in your mind, body, and soul. Stay blessed, Team B. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. I love seeing the men come and support, man. I really do. Thanks a lot, Cleo.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you tuning in for the entire hour of Till Death Do Us Part. And we appreciate all the love and all the energy. If you can come out this Thursday, till our physical location for Mind, Body, and Soul, that'll be awesome. It's very therapeutic for everybody that comes in and are in attendance. So please come out if you can.
That's right. Another segment that we added to the show, Compliments of My Wife, is we want to extend a chance for people who don't know Christ and want to give their life to Christ. We want to extend that invitation, and we just want to allow you to pray this prayer with us. Now, according to Scripture, it says that if you confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that Jesus Christ has died and risen and gave all power unto not only himself, and not all power is his, but that power is yours and you can have access through it, that you are saved. So if you would just pray this prayer with me and say, Christ, I don't know who you are, but I want you to reveal yourself to me. Reveal yourself to me in a way that I can believe in you. And then after I believe in you, I will confess that you are the Son of God. And then I would expect for the power of your Holy Ghost to come inside of me and cause me to live the life that you have designed for me to live here on this earth. And I will spread that good news all over the place. If this is your desire, then do so. Now, if you already know who he is, then just tell him, I know who you are. I believe that you died for my sins. I want you to come into my heart. I want you to transform my life and transform my mind so that I can live the life that you have designed for me to live. And just like that, you are saved. Just like that. Now, I will tell you this. It is a process. You are not going to become perfect. People say you're not going to become perfect overnight. You are not going to become perfect as long as you live here on this earth. Your day of perfection is when he comes. When he comes, then you shall be like him. But now, according to Scripture, you are the sons of God. And not only according to Scripture, it's according to the Spirit that raised Christ from the dead that lives within me. I know that now I am the Son of God, and it does not yet appear what I shall be. But when he comes, I shall be just like him, for I shall see him for who he is. So I just want to encourage somebody with that on today. Don't let nobody steal your salvation from you. Don't let nobody tell you that your mistakes are things that would disqualify you from walking in the love and the power of God. And we will see you guys on Thursday. We'll see you guys on Thursday, and then we'll see you guys who we don't see on Thursday right back here again on Monday, where we will be discussing another hot new topic. Love you guys.
Share this video. Thank y'all so much. Love you. Good night.